The purpose of this video is to explain how we know and why color is a characteristic property. A lot of people, when they first learn about characteristic properties, they think color is not characteristic because, well, let's look at these white powders that we have in front of us. I have 11 mysterious powders labeled A through K, and all of them are white. And a characteristic property is supposed to help you figure out whether or not a substance is a certain thing. And so substance A is white, substance B is white, substance C is white, and so on. So it looks like color isn't characteristic because it's not giving me any helpful information. The important thing to remember about characteristic properties is they don't have to give it away all at once. They just have to help you get closer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some other mysterious substances and say, well, I'm wondering, could any of these unknowns be zinc sulfate? Okay, maybe one of these is zinc sulfate. And when I look at zinc sulfate, it looks like that, okay? And you might think, well, that was not helpful at all. That didn't get me any closer to knowing what it is. But that's not entirely true, because now I know that zinc sulfate is a possibility. Because there are literally millions of chemicals in this world, and so maybe it's nickel sulfate is one of them. Could one of those chemicals be nickel sulfate? And I can quickly rule that out on the basis of color and color alone. Okay. Could one of those chemicals be cupric oxide? Well, let's take a look at some cupric oxide. There you go, cupric oxide. So on the basis of color and color alone, I can immediately rule out that none of those are cupric oxide. So that's how we see color is characteristic, because while yes, those are all white, I am still closer to knowing what they are because there are many chemicals out there that aren't white, and so I can cross those off the list. Additionally, it's also characteristic because a pure substance will always have the same color. So I happen to know that in K is cornstarch, and cornstarch is always white. And if I'm looking at something and it's not white, then I know it's not cornstarch. So again, the color is useful information. It doesn't tell me everything at once, but it gets me closer, and that's what matters.